Hello everyone. Let's continue recording session 4, PowerPoint slides. I'm sharing my screen with you. So I already opened the file here. So I'm closing the video panel. Closing the video panel. And then I'm also closing the video panel and also closing the floating panel. Video panel is not gone. So maybe I can close the video panel and also close the audio panel, the floating panel. So now we can work on. So if I look at here, so we are going to work on the advanced Excel functions or formulas, functions, and a dashboard. So these are the topics we are going to look at today. So starting from the basics, the first thing you want to do is relative and absolute referencing. And that's what you're going to look at the basics. Advanced formulas like conditional statements, logical operators, lookups, and also reference function, text functions, formula-based formatting, and then Excel dashboard finally. If I look at here, right, this is the Excel worksheet. So these are A, B, C, D are the column references. 1, 2, 3 are the rows are, the rows are records. So if you take any cell, you have a reference to that cell. So for example, if I take this cell, that cell can hold any value, could be numeric value or alphanumeric value. The alpha means ABCD. So the reference to this cell reference is C5. C is here, 5 is here, C5. So what I can do is, for example, in this worksheet here, A1 is 18,800. A2 is 286,100. So you put all the values in A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and then I can write a formula here, sum of all the values, A1 to A5. So that is going to give you the sum of the values. So when I'm writing down A1 and A2, A5 here, these are cell references. Cell references. When you write a function, for example, there is always an equal sign at the beginning to start with, and the name of the function, and the arguments of that function, whichever are required for that function. So every function will have different requirements for the arguments. It will prompt you. It will show you. So if you go to the next slide here, so we are looking at, this is the first formula, like sum of all these values. I can demonstrate to you actually. And you can also create formulas if you wish, right? There is a formulas tab you can create. You have a formula tab. You don't have that, you can go to the, add the customize ribbon will get you the formulas tab if you don't have the formulas tab. So there are so many formulas available to you. You can look at them if you wish to. So, and here formula dial and function dialog box. Click on this one, you get the function dialog box. I'm going to demonstrate to you these things. I'll take off this here. Let's take an Excel and then try to do what we are doing here. So let me take here. So I'll put it on the side here so that you can see. So I can actually write down, so 300, 400, 100, 55, 762, something like that you can write. So there are two options for us. You can write an equal to sum and then select all of them and then close the bracket and enter. You get the sum. So you look at here, this is the function, sum function. There is another way of doing the same thing. I can remove here, click on the sum button here. You can click on the sum button. It will automatically detect that you are summing up all the values above them. Horizontal also it works as long as it can detect. So that is the sum. So sum function is shown here too. So that is the first thing there. So what you will do is here, you want to see the formulas. Let's look at the formula. I have the formula tab. Yeah, I have. So I have all these formula tab. So that's what you want to see. If you don't have the formula tab, go to the ribbon here, more options, and then customize the ribbon, and then you have the things which are shown here are here. Things which are not shown here, like, all those things you want to include will be here. So you can, select it and then go to, for example, you want to see border, for example, then see, and add, click on the add and it will add to your ribbon. And click OK, it will get you automatically there. So in another one is you want to see the formula, click on the formula, click function here. So click on the function, you get your library of all the function here. You can also search by writing down, okay? So, and most recently used are here. Select any of them. There are plenty of functions, okay? And also you look at them, all the functions which are financial functions, for example, date and time, math, trigonometry, statistical function, lookup and references. So if you look at take any one of them, so you will have a lot of functions which are available in that category. X match, okay, lookup, they're enormous, unique, VLOOKUP. Okay, so many functions we probably won't really use them at all. Okay, some of them are very specific to particular tasks. So go here now again. So finish that slide. So relative references, absolute referencing. You don't put any dollars. For example, you click on here. So let me show you. If I go to the Excel, so now if I click on the 55, so the A4 here, look at that here, and the cursor location is shown here always. For here. For example, you are far away here. You want to go to A1 at the beginning. So A1, change this one to this value here, change it to A1 and enter, you go to the A1 automatically. So very useful. Whenever you are far away, you don't want to know where you are, and then you click write down A1 here and then enter and you get the top. Or control shift up is going to take you up also. So these are relative referencing. A2, B2. There is no dollar sign for them. So A2 is 1. So B2 is this one. And you multiply them, you get the 3. The formula which is here in this cell is equal to A2 multiplied by B2. So when you double click, automatically you do all of them. For example, I'll show you. I want to multiply these ones by 1, 2, 3, 1. I want to multiply these automatically. So all of them. So equal to this one multiplied by this one, enter, and double click in the corner like that. And it becomes. So automatically it computes all of them. Okay? Automatically it compute all of them. Or you can pull it down. What is pulling down, sir? So when you enter the formula, and keep your cursor in the corner, and when it becomes plus, click and bring it down. You get the same thing. So that is what is showing. As long as you don't have the dollar sign in there, when you pull it downwards, in this column, C doesn't change anyway. So what changes is 1 become 2, 3, 4. So it changes when you pull it down. For example, you write down equal to this value and enter, you got 300. But if you pull it down this way, so A becomes B, B becomes C. But you know what? 2 doesn't change anyway. So that means 2 will be same 2. So that means right now it is this one is A1. So it will be B1. See here? B1. A1 became B1 and C1. So look at C1. So when you pull in the horizontal direction, the letter changes. When you pull it the vertical direction, the number changes. That's called relative referencing. But if you put dollar sign here, for example, that means it won't change. That one doesn't change. It will be always 300, the 600. When you pull it down now, it will be 600 only because the dollar doesn't change. Dollar means don't change. Okay. So, for example, if you put a dollar sign to the A, okay, A doesn't change. So it will be A1 only. So in the horizontal direction, 1 doesn't change anyway. So it will be 300, 300, 300 forever. If you put dollar sign to both of them, A1 and a dollar sign to 1 also, then either way you pull direction this way or that way, you will get the same 300. So that is absolute referencing. Whenever you put dollar sign, it is absolute referencing. So when you write down equal to A1 and then press F4, function key 4, automatically becomes dollar. And you put again F4, function key 4, function key 4, function key 4, function key 4. So you see that it's changing. Okay, I think you already know this. This much knowledge you already have, I'm pretty sure. So this is the same thing I was teaching earlier. So this is called absolute referencing. Dollar sign mean absolute referencing. Whether you put dollar sign only to one or to A, it is absolute referencing when you put a dollar. So when you look at here, for example, you are multiplying, so A3, okay, A doesn't change. Like I told you, A doesn't change when you move it. And 2 doesn't change when you move it. So you're multiplying dollar A3, dollar D2. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 10, 20, 30. So you want to you want to multiply them, then let me explain you that. So go here, 10, 20, 30, and 5, 10, 15. Okay, delete all of them. So 10, 20, 30, and then 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, and 15. So equals to, I'm going to put this one, I put a dollar sign only to A and multiplied by this one, and I put dollar $10 only to 1. So which means that, so you get that both are multiplied and given 50. So but when you pull it to this direction, so basically what you are really multiplying is B1 multiplied by B1 multiplied by and A2. That's what you're multiplying. When you pull this direction, right? Because you put A to dollar sign, that A doesn't change. So that will always, and a 2 doesn't change anyway when you pull this direction, which means that because this is the row, so 2 doesn't change. We move it that direction. Because it's the same 2. So 2 will be the same, A will be the same. So you're always multiplying with 10. So whereas with what? Right now with 5, but when you pull this direction, what happens to dollar B dollar 1? So 1 doesn't change. So it will be always the one first row, but the B becomes CD. So when you pull in this direction, it becomes B1 becomes a C1, C dollar 1, and a D dollar 1. So that means you're multiplying with 10 with 10, 10 with 50. So it will be 100 and 150. And you can pull this one down because the same formula will be replicating. So when you pull the downwards, for example, right? Okay, because you didn't put the dollar sign there to the 2, A2 is 10, it becomes, when you pull it downwards, it becomes A3. Okay, but B1 doesn't change, dollar 1 doesn't change. That means you're multiplying this one with whichever value 20, 30, and you get all of them. I hope you understood it. You try it yourself and try to understand. And understanding the movement of the dollar, the without dollar sign, then you will understand very clearly. So this knowledge is very useful. So there are several errors also defined. For example, when if this kind of error will happen when the column width is not enough for displaying the values or the result. Okay. So and name error comes when you have a mistake in your the function name or any parameters in there. So instead of sum, write down SM, you'll have this problem. And the value error. For example, H1 and H2 are two numerical values, and put another one A1, you will get a value error. And the divide by 0 is divide by 0 error. Reference error H1 equal to H2 and the delete H column, and you will get that kind of error. So in the not applicable is incorrect column reference. For example, in VLOOKUP or any parameter which is wrong, then mean not applicable. So let's try them, and I'll make another video. I'll stop this video after. So go here, for example, I'll delete everything, and then for example, like 300, and then I will have 500, something, not 500, big one. So I'm going to multiply both of them equal to this one multiplied by that. You'll have more zeros. So he's still showing in the E to the format, but I want to put the number format, not scientific format. So for example, for formula, it automatically recognizes for you as, E format. But right now, he automatically adjusted for me because this is right now I'm the auto mode. That's why he did that. Put like that. So see that. So it's too much for it. And then, so in such case, you have to expand like that and try to see. So this kind of error can happen for whenever the column width is not enough. For example, name. I want to put sum of these two. Okay, of these two, you will get the right value. Okay, you will get the right value. See that here? But if you put sum instead of sum, you get the name error because it's the incorrect name. Value error. For example, I put back again this one. Instead of putting in, I will put A1 because it ignored it, right? It ignored actually. The A1 is made it 0. And for example, it is this one. I'm going not the sum function. Sum function has a automatically fixing the issue. So for example, 5 here, and then adding I'm going to do equal to this value plus that value. Okay. And I put here a 1 value error. So not all functions behave the same way. Some have automatic corrections, some don't have. So this is the value error because it doesn't really get the right value. Divide by 0 error. So for example, equal to 5 divided by 0 is divide by 0 error. Any value divided by 0 is going to be 0. For example, sometimes what you do is equal to this value divided by 5, this value, you write down like that. Okay, right now is a value error. But for example, 55. So 55 divided by 5 is 11. So, but later on you change it to 0. So divide by 0, yeah. And then reference error. For example, right, you have a VLOOKUP or something and you have a wrong reference. Equal to VLOOKUP. So lookup value is 5, 3. And this is the VLOOKUP table. It's only 3 columns. But I put 5, column number 5, which is incorrect value. Not applicable. Again, not applicable. Reference error. Reference error is not applicable error. It happens when function could not find the value. That's what it is. And reference error can happen H1, H2, and delete it, for example. Equal to, for example, yeah, already have this both of them plus, for example. Right now, so both of them are being added here. I delete this one, for example. Then you'll have a reference error. I delete it. So I think these are errors. So if there is an exam, probably will ask you to the questions like this. But in reality, error is not a big, error is any type of error is an error. So you would like to these are errors, but this is not an error. Okay. I would say this is not really an error. It's only the width is not enough. That's all. These other things are really error. Okay, I stop the video here so that next video I can make it and then finish it. Thank you.